I'm up a little early this morning and I'm looking out my dirty window here. And you see that? I look at the top of my tire and I got a chipmunk just hanging out, using it for cover. Look at that. Phoebe here has got a little bit of swagger in her step today. She was in the garage last night and caught a mouse. Of course, when we opened the garage door to get her, she ran in the house with the mouse in her mouth. At this time of the year, we get these morning fogs that burn off by about 9 o'clock, but we get some amazing sunrises. I took a video of this bloodgood about a week and a half ago. Didn't even start to change colors yet. There was a heavy frost and it is all over. Hey folks, how you doing? It's about a week and a half since I've been up here last, and I have my big dump truck today. So our goal today is going to be to get all the edgings in the truck. I'm going to do that first because what I usually try to do is the hard stuff first. Unless I'm really having a hard day getting going, then I do the easy stuff first. But we're going to start with the edgings, and then once I get all that stuff in the truck, I'm going to go ahead and finish edging the bed over here. And once that's done, just do a little bit of cleanup on the side of the house. I bought a small bag of grass seed. I want to plant some grass on the other side of the house. And then that's pretty much it for today. And then all the edgings and the dirt goes to one place. And then what I can do is come back tomorrow and just get the brush in the truck and call it done and get the heck out of here. Before we get started, I do just want to show you these ramps, which I believe are 10 feet long. They may be 12, I don't really know. It's a 2x12, but if you go online, you can buy these little brackets to put on the end of the ramps. To make them, you know, if you didn't have these brackets, you would have the board laying on top of the ramp, and it would be much easier for the board to slide down, and when you came off, you'd have a tendency to push the board. The board falls off, very bad things happen. So you can get them for both the top and the bottom of the board. I never bought them for the bottom, and I seem to be doing okay, you know, so far. But if you're going to be wheeling stuff up into a pickup, dump truck, whatever, you know, get these things because it makes a huge difference. And I was at a Arboretum this spring, and I want to put a picture on. And I don't want to, you know, take any points away from the guys who did this for their creativity and getting it done. But you know, when I see stuff like that, one problem, and somebody's fallen off a 3-foot ramp, and that can ruin your day, your week, or longer with an injury. So just, you know, take the time to get the right tools to keep yourself safe. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. You know, I have some wet leaves in the back of the truck, so I got a broom and I just pushed all those leaves to the front so I don't end up slipping on them. And another thing is just be really careful if there's a frosty morning, or, you know, you get some of those times where there's like 2 or 3 inches of snow in the fall before you go out to work, because wood decks and metal decks get just icy and slippery like you wouldn't believe. And it's so easy to slip and fall on those things. It's going to take longer on mornings that are damp snowy or icy. So take the time to deal with that first before you start working, because the time you save is going to be that injury that keeps you out for a while. The pain of the injury, the expense of an injury. So we're just going to use our pitchfork and try to get the heavy stuff before we go back and clean the lighter stuff. And I am going to use the wheelbarrow to get the stuff in the truck, because by the time I try to throw all this stuff into the truck, it's actually going to be more work, because I'll be picking it up and throwing it all the way over here, as opposed to just putting it right up in this wheelbarrow. The other advantage of using the wheelbarrow is I can wheel it to the front of the truck, so I can maximize how much junk I can get in the truck, because by the end of the day, I'm really not sure how much there's going to be. And then the final thing is, you know, go easy loading your wheelbarrows when you're loading them into a truck. It is uphill. With the right equipment, it's really not a big deal to load stuff into a truck. Final tip is, if you have one of these coal chutes on your tailgate, which I absolutely love, if you're getting a tailgate built, go with the coal chute. But get in the habit of never stepping on this, because unfortunately, for whatever reason, and maybe it's just with my truck, sometimes the coal chute comes out of the track and slips down. So you'll step on it, and the next thing you know, your foot's falling 2 feet through, you scrape your ankle or worse. So just make it a habit to never step on this part of the tailgate, and make sure your guys, you know, whoever's helping you, knows to not step on that. So there's all the junk in the back. It's maybe a yard of debris. All right, folks, so about an hour went by, give or take, and we got all this cleaned up. Really wasn't a big deal, but I just want to reinforce that whenever you're doing projects around the house or with your business, the secret to life is to move things once. So really, you know, I should have taken this right into the back of the truck, and I would have saved myself all the time I just spent. And all I did to clean it up was just use the 5-tine manure fork, get the big chunks. When I got down by the grass, I used a metal rake to rake it together. 5-tine manure fork again. Once I got most of it up, took a leaf rake, went over with the leaf rake, got as much as I could, flat shovel to get the rest, and then as soon as I fire the blower up, I'll go ahead and just blow this dirt around. All right, folks, we had some technical difficulties, so we are going to reshoot this clip. Just pretend I didn't cut the edge already. So what we're going to do now is basically cut a maintenance edge, which is going to be much easier and more straightforward than what we did the last time we were here. All we really need to do is just put our edging tool in the ground and push it down all the way and rock it back. And when you rock it back, what you want to do is just loosen that soil, you know, the roots of that sod a bit. So you push the edging tool in, rock it back, loosen the soil, and just imagine you see an imaginary line of where you want the edge of the garden to be. And, you know, if you're new at this, you're going to have to go back and tweak it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's just a part of the learning process. And I will most likely have to go back and tweak this one as well. But just go through and work that edge to get started. All right, folks, well, I think we're going to call it a day here. They came and they sprayed for something. I think it was termites or something, and I just don't like to be around that stuff. So we'll let it all dry out and come back tomorrow. But I really think tomorrow we cut a little bit of edging, we throw the brush in the truck, throw a little bit of grass seed down in that corner. We pretty much should be all set for this one. So I'm gonna go see if I can get this debris to the place it goes to get rid of it, and we will see you all tomorrow. Take care. I'm a touch late on this sunset, but I just thought it was really cool how there's this pink. I think those are airplane contrails up there. It's a nice touch. We get some really cool sunsets in the winter.